I'm your host, Brian Krebs. Today, I've got my good buddy, Sam Moore from More Media on the podcast. Sam just went on a early season archery whitetail hunt, and we're going to hear the whole story. Already got a buck under your belt. How does that feel for the year, Sam?
Probably one of the earliest I've done that. For yeah, in fact, for sure one of the earliest I've done. I mean, I've killed probably a couple of does before that, but for sure the earliest you have like a buck down. It's like not October yet. It's still warm and like you still have a whole season ahead of you, which is like a great feeling, right? Because it means like you just want to do it more. So,
Yeah,
yeah, no, it's good, man.
yeah, that was long. It was a couple weeks ago too. I mean, it was like early
Yeah.
September. So yeah, to get a and not like hey, I want to get like the first buck I see down. A really nice 10 pointer.
Yeah, dude. Biggest archery buck. Oh, only ever killed a deer with a bow. I've never gun hunted. So biggest archery buck, probably by a good 10 points or so. Yeah, it was cool. It was at the end of the day, it was a God thing. Like the situation, how it all went down, which I'm sure we'll get into, but like it was kind of like most things are, right? I mean, like how many of these conversations do you have where it's like it's never, oh yeah, it was there and killed it and done, and like that's one way you can look at it. But like this was there's all kinds of things that went up and down, a lot of emotions. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun. And again, we're not even into October, and I have a whole season ahead of me, and yet like there's still like more of it. I can do more of
Yeah.
it, which is the best.
So let's start at the beginning. Why
Yeah.
North Dakota? I
Yeah.
assume this was a work. This was not a work trip. This was just a hunt.
So it was kind of both.
Okay.
The original one was so like Dean and David Tagenbreg, met them through XOP. They have a relationship with a farmer out there in North Dakota where they met him at like, and we could get into it, but like they met him at a bar in Nashville, and then they like invited him to come out hunt in North Dakota, and that was like 13 years ago, dude. They've been going out every year since. It's super cool. Long story short, great people, true Midwestern farm family. They had a young kid. Says my device is running low on storage. Recording to free up device data. Did I just keep it going?
Try it. We could try it. I'm not sure. I've never ran into that issue before.
Yeah, it says low device storage. I mean I can just let it. If you can still hear me, I just can keep going. But it says low
Yeah,
device storage. I don't know.
I've got the audio for sure. So if people watch this on YouTube and it suddenly cuts to a picture of Sam's big buck, it's because somewhere the tech failed us. But we'll keep the
Yes,
audio going
dude.
for everyone for sure.
Perfect. All right. Well, and no one needs to see my ugly mug for that long. It's been a good amount of set
You're
time.
like
So,
you're kind of merging back to Team Beard. It looks like you like
dude,
Team
this is
Mustache
because
with
I'm working too much. Like, I could tell you that my last week and what is consisted of. I entered the manual labor force and built a studio out of a shed. And so, like, I joke with my buddies, like, I had like a carpenter's pencil for like
yeah.
cutting and measuring in my mouth more than I slept this last week, like for sure.
Oh,
Um,
I stick mine in my hat.
I don't. I just always had it cross them. I don't. I don't. Yeah. I don't. Anyway. So without getting into it, Tag and Bragg, they have a great relationship with the farmer out there. Like they have a young boy that when they met him was like 10. Now he's in college, and so I went out there to hunt North Dakota just to see what the vibe was.
Yeah.
They invited me to their camp for a couple of days. Two, we're doing a film with them next year. It sounds like to tell more about that story, and I wanted a little bit of backstory. So I could go out there. I could take a couple of days off, potentially get in stand once or twice. Those guys were super helpful with help me get look at the lay of the land and that kind of thing. But long story short, I sat like a night or two, kept playing tic tac toe with a couple bucks that I would have killed for sure. Small baskets, just first out of state or first out to North Dakota buck, like I would have done it in a heartbeat. But it just didn't work out. It kept weaving and dodging. Anyway, on the way home, being a little more familiar with how you access property, not just the rule by the book, but like the culture of what North Dakota is about asking permission, non-posted stuff, electronically posted, just like being a little more confident with that because you can read it, but it's when you get there, you understand a little bit more of like what's appropriate to do and not.
Yeah.
So on the way home, I scouted, and so like between where I was in North Dakota and Minnesota, I just stopped and started driving around public land. Found a couple good pieces. It's a checkbox game. It's okay. This isn't electronically posted. Get your eyes on it. Is it posted? Posted. Yes, it is. Okay, next one. And by these 50 red checkboxed plots of sections and properties, you get three that boil down to not electronically posted, it isn't posted, and it like looks like it could hold deer. So like that's where you just funnel it
Okay.
down. Well, so I found a couple areas. Started getting out enough to walk one. Only had the way back. I left in the morning. I wanted to get back in the evening before the kids went to bed. So like I only had half day, 3/4 day. Plus it's a 5 hour drive. So I stopped a couple properties, dropped some pins, walked a little bit, put a camera out, and like I was gonna get home, and the next day I was flying to Bozeman for another XOP film for next year. This is Montana. Like we had a whitetail hunt there, me and Brock. So I put some cameras out, and dude, like um, the next day he showed up. Like he was there, and so like I was landing. I remember I was landing in Bozeman, and like getting back my phone off airplane mode or whatever, and it was just like he was there, and I'm like, what do you mean he looked like a freak? This is a deer that looked just prestigious. He was tall, he was wide, he had length, brows, were decent. Like
Right.
everything looked symmetrical. Just like a specimen, dude. And I mean, he wasn't an old deer, so he just looked that much bigger. And so I started losing him. I've only had a handful of deer in my life on camera that were like that, let alone right away. Um, so yeah, it was just a spot that I scouted on the way home, put a couple cameras up, and then I had to watch him daylight for almost a week before I could chase him again.